So good afternoon guys, I'm back out. I thought I would continue this budget versus expensive. Yesterday I done the sleeping bags. Today I'm going to do 2 tents. So the 2 tents that I'm using today, the first tent that I'm using is the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2. Trying to remember, is it nylon? Some nylon I think. I think it's still nylon, I really do. 2 kilograms, both tents weigh the kind of same weight. So this tent is about 120 pounds versus the Hilleberg Soulo, which is pretty expensive. So let's get them set up guys, and I'll give you a look at the both of them. Here we go guys, both tents are set up. We've got the Hilleberg Soulo, we've got the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2, sorry. I've got 3 Naturehike tents, so they are good Naturehike tents honestly, but they might look the same, right? I think that one is still nylon. The Hilleberg is made with cadmium material, which I think the cadmium material is, I think that was invented by Hilleberg. But I'll give you a look at both tents. Both tents are the geodesic design. They've got 3 poles that meet in the middle. The green one is a bit bigger. The red one is a solo for when I go away myself. Nice big porch. So I'll take you in, I'll give you a look at both, how they work. So Hilleberg tent, how the poles go in, they've got clips. Look. Clips on. The Naturehike's got the same kind of thing as well. There's the clips on the Naturehike one. So let's jump inside the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2. As I said, I think it's about 120, 150, whereas the Hilleberg I think is up to like 800 at the moment, so you probably could buy 150, 300, 600, you could probably buy 5 of the green tents for the Hilleberg. But I'll take you in and give you a look. So we've got a generous porch area there. It's got a porch on both sides. So tie the door back. Plenty of room for 2 people. Look. It's got mesh inside the tent. I'll take you in and give you a look at the inside of the tent. So here is the inside of the tent. You've got like a mesh inner. Got a couple of pockets. It's got another door on the other side. The material in the tent is fine for, I would say it's fine, you know. For what you're paying for it, the tent is semi-budget. tent. I wouldn't say it was too expensive, but then it's not the cheapest either, is it, I suppose? But I would say you get what you pay for, don't you? It's a good tent. I've used this tent for lots of camps. 2017 I think I got it. 2016 maybe. So I've had it years and years and years, this tent. Tons of room. I think the floor is a silk nylon. It feels like silk nylon in the bottom. And it does come with a ground sheet as well. So tons of porch area. As we can see, the only thing I've got wrong with it is I've got a hole up here, but that was because of my ollie pulling it. But I will fix it. There's the porch area, same as the one here. So if you want to cook, you could cook in it. So for a budget tent, really, mine's is held up. Ken had one. His broke, he got a hole in his. But the one thing I would say that about the nature hikes is, see the poles? The poles are, they say they're aircraft aluminium, but to me they don't feel that strong. I have had some people telling me that their poles have broke. Colin, he had a tent years and years ago before he was on YouTube, and high winds broke his pole. I have camped in this tent 30, maybe 40 mile an hour winds. One time we camped at Helen Fell down the Lake District, and one time where I camped with Mark out in the wilds and Colin, we camped at Cairngorms, and I think it was like 30-40 mile an hour winds. Tent was fine. Never had a problem with rain or anything. It's never leaked on me. Where Ken, he camped at Dartmoor, and he said the thing that he doesn't really like with the roof is that the moisture came in through here. Because it's a niche part of the tent, the actual fog came in. Whereas I probably would say, I don't think it's a winter tent. For 3 seasons, if it's a winter camp and it's quite calm, I reckon it would take snow on the top, but with the fog, I reckon the mist and that would come in, because I've seen it in Ken's video. But other than that, I probably would say it's a good tent for the money. So, on to the Hilleberg. So here we go, this is the Hilleberg Soulo. I will say the materials are well better on this tent compared to the Katia materials. I'd probably say more waterproof, but I've never had a problem with the green one. The poles in this one are amazing. The poles do feel more stronger when you're inside it. They really do. So let's open the tent. So tons of headroom. I do apologise a bit inside the tent, it's still a bit dirty from my last camp. So sorry about that. I'd left the door on since my last camp. The material inside this tent is more thicker material, so you can feel it's a more quality material, thicker, better. I would say the floor is heavier as well, more thicker. It's not going to, not that I've had a problem with the Naturehike one. You can sit up inside this one perfect. Quality, I would say this one is well better made. It depends on your budget, really, doesn't it? I do have one thing that kind of annoys me with the Hilleberg, and I'll give you a look, is I get condensation inside. When I got it, people says to me I wasn't venting it correctly. When I camped at Minute Pass, I met a lady and her husband, and she was telling me, sorry I forgot your name, but she was telling me you need to vent the tent. So I'll give you a look. When it's zipped up, there is a vent at the top here. Gooey. So I think you're supposed to vent it more. That's just my one gripe with it. I seem to have more condensation. Not inside the actual tent part, I mean on the outer fly. As I said, maybe that's just me. Right? It might be operator error, but Glenn, Southwest Wilderness, he has a Hilleberg as well. And Glenn seems to say, Glenn says that there's moisture in the outer skin of his as well. Not the inner, see the inner part? The inner part's always fine. That's breathable. I don't know what it is with the cadmium. It doesn't seem to let the moisture out through the material. Do not know. But I'll bring you in, give you a look inside. So here we go, inside the Hilleberg. I would probably say it's enough room just for one, and then you can store some stuff up there. It's a little bit messy from my last camp. I need to give it a good clean. But the material on this one, it is amazing. It's really thick, heavy. I've never been cold inside this tent. I'm cold in some tents. I've used that tent in winter time, and I'm quite chilly. Whereas I will give the Hilleberg being the hottest tent that I've ever had. It does retain the heat. But that is my only gripe with it, is the condensation on the inner, see the outer fly, sorry. But other than that, I would say the Hilleberg is a really good tent. Awesome tent. Awesome tent. I like the both. I really do. Both of my tents are cool. So there we go. If you're deciding to buy a Hilleberg, or if you're deciding to buy a Cloud Peak, Naturehike Cloud Peak, sorry. Give you a look. I think I did show inside this tent, didn't I? A lot bigger. It's like a TARDIS. It is quite a big tent by comparison with the Naturehike. Look. It uses a good space. It's a good living space in that tent. Really is. 3-season tent, I would say that is an awesome tent. And if you're doing like mountains, and see, that's probably the thing as well. They're for two different types of camping, I would say. That's probably for more of your advanced climbing up mountains, camping in winds and horrendous weather. That's why you want a Hilleberg. Whereas the kind of camping that I do next to a loch, or even on a woodland like this, or a moorland, whatever you want to call it, where it's not going to be that windy, I would probably say get the nature hike. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll leave the decision up to you whether to go budget or expensive. As I said, they're for different types of camping really, aren't they? More mountains. You could take it up a mountain, I suppose, but thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, please click the subscribe button, and if you could, give me a thumbs up. But most of all, thank you for watching. Thank you.